Hi guys, this is Sunday night. It's probably after midnight, so it's actually Monday morning. But since I haven't been to bed asleep yet, I'm going to call it Sunday night, okay? And that would be, so I'm giving you false dates and everything. Because March 31st is Sunday. But yeah, it's April 1st. April Fool's Day, oh my. Well, that's not the kind of reading I need to do on April 1st. I'm just going to I heard it this morning being read on the BYU channel, and it's one of the things that I wanted to read to you guys. It was about where we go after we die, okay, is in here. But I'm going to go ahead and read the whole chapter. So it's Alma 40, and this is in the Book of Mormon, okay. Alma's got actually 63 chapters, and it's a really good book. Of course it is. But Alma 40 is what we're going to read. And here's the synopsis, okay? Christ brings to pass the resurrection of all men. The righteous dead go to paradise, and the wicked to outer darkness, to await the day of their resurrection. All things will be restored to their proper and perfect frame in the resurrection. This is about 74 BC, before Christ. Okay, so that gives us a good time frame. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and read it. We'll figure out who's talking to who here in a minute. Okay, now my son, here is somewhat more I would say unto thee, for I perceive that thy mind is worried concerning the resurrection of the dead. Behold, I say unto you, that there is no resurrection, or I would say, in other words, that this mortal does not put on immortality. This corruption does not put on incorruption until after the coming of Christ. Okay, after the coming of Christ. Behold, he bringeth to pass the resurrection of the dead. But behold, my son, the resurrection is not yet. Now I unfold unto you a mystery. Nevertheless, there are many mysteries which are kept, that no one knoweth them save God himself. But I show unto you one thing which I have inquired diligently of God, that I might know, that is concerning the resurrection. Behold, there is a time appointed that all shall come forth from the dead. Now, when this time cometh, no one knows, but God knoweth the time which is appointed. Now, whether there shall be one time, or a second time, or a third time, that men shall come forth from the dead, it mattereth not. For God knoweth all these things, and it sufficeth me to know that this is the case, that there is a time appointed that all shall rise from the dead. Now there must needs be a space betwixt the time of death and the time of resurrection. Time of the resurrection. And now I would inquire, what becometh of the souls of men from this time of death to the time appointed for the resurrection? Now whether there is more than one time appointed for men to rise, it mattereth not, for all do not die at once, and this mattereth not. All is as one day with God, and time only is measured unto men. That's an important statement right there, guys. Okay. Time is only measured to men, and everything that's ever happened has only been one day. Isn't that crazy? That's kind of crazy, ain't it? Okay. This is verse 9. Therefore there is a time appointed unto men that they shall rise from the dead, and there is a space between the time of death and the resurrection. And now concerning the space of time, what becometh of the souls of men is the thing which I have inquired diligently of the Lord to know, and this is the thing of which I do know. And when the time cometh, when all shall rise, then shall they know that God knoweth all the times which are appointed unto man. Now concerning the state of the soul between death and the resurrection, behold, it has been made known unto me by an angel, that the spirits of all men, as soon as they are departed from this mortal body, yea, the spirits of all men, whether they be good or evil, are taken home to that God who gave them life. And then shall it come to pass that the spirits of those who are righteous are received into a state of happiness, which is called paradise, a state of rest, a state of peace, where they shall rest from all their troubles and from all care and sorrow. And then shall come to pass that the spirits of the wicked, yea, who are evil, for behold, they have no part nor portion of the Spirit of the Lord. For behold, they chose evil works rather than good. Therefore the spirit of the devil did enter unto them. Therefore the spirit of the devil did enter into them and take possession of their house. And these shall be cast out into outer darkness, outer darkness. There shall be weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth, and this because of their own iniquity, being led captive by the will of the devil. Now this is the state of the souls of the wicked, yea, in darkness, and a state of awful, fearful, looking for the fiery indignation of the wrath of God upon them. Thus they remain in this state, as well as the righteous in paradise, until the time of their resurrection. Now, there are some that have understood that the state of happiness and the state of misery of the soul before the resurrection was a first resurrection. Yea, I admit it may be termed a resurrection, the raising of the spirit or the soul, and their consignation to happiness or misery, according to the words which have been spoken. And behold, again it hath been spoken, that there is a first resurrection, a resurrection of all those who have been, or who are, or who shall be, down to the resurrection of Christ from the dead. Now, we do not suppose that this first resurrection, which is spoken of in this manner, can be the resurrection of the souls of their consignation to happiness or misery. Ye cannot suppose that this is what it meaneth. Behold, I say unto you, nay, but it meaneth the reuniting of the soul with the body, of those from the days of Adam down to the resurrection of Christ. That's that first resurrection I was telling you guys about the other day. When Jesus Christ was resurrected, you'll see. Anyway, verse 19. Now, whether the souls and the bodies of those who, I'll start that over. Now, whether the souls and the bodies of those of whom have been spoken shall all be reunited at once, the wicked as well as the righteous, I do not say. Let it suffice that I say that they all come forth, or in other words, their resurrection cometh to pass before the resurrection of those who die after the resurrection of Christ. Okay. Hopefully you didn't get lost there. Okay. Now, my son, I do not say that their resurrection cometh at the resurrection of Christ, but behold, I give it as my opinion, that the souls and the bodies are reunited of the righteous at the resurrection of Christ and his ascension into heaven. But whether it be at his resurrection or after, I do not say, but this much I say, that there is a space between death and the resurrection of the body, and a state of the soul in happiness or in misery, until the time which is appointed of God, that the dead shall come forth and be reunited, both soul and body, and be brought to stand before God and be judged according to their works. Yea, this bringeth about the resurrection of those things. Okay, I just put a word in there. I'm sorry. All right, we're on verse 22. Yea, this bringeth about the restoration of those things of which has been spoken by the mouths of the prophets. The soul shall be restored to the body, and the body to the soul. Yea, and every limb and joint shall be restored to its body. Yea, even a hair of the head shall not be lost, but all things shall be restored to their proper and perfect frame. And now, my son, this is the restoration of which has been spoken by the mouths of the prophets. And then shall the righteous shine forth in the kingdom of God. But behold, an awful death cometh upon the wicked, for they die as to things pertaining to those things of righteousness, for they are unclean, and no unclean thing can inherit the kingdom of God. But they are cast out and consigned to partake of the fruits of their labors, or their works, which have been evil, and they drink the dregs of a bitter cup. That was pretty heavy, pretty hefty. So, I'm not sure who's talking to who there. You know, it's Alma 40. So, as we read more, we'll find out. But let's see what it says here. It does not say who's doing the reading. You know, like it doesn't say, and now I, Alma. It didn't tell us that. We'll have to go back a few to find that out. But anyway, that's pretty cool. And it does back up what I said, because I said everybody will be resurrected, just not all at the same time. And of course, the evil ones will be last. They will not be first. But at least they will come forth. Now, when I say evil ones, I'm not talking about Satan and his followers. Sorry. What I mean is, when I say his followers, that could be the ones who left with him in the beginning, the third of the host of heaven. Because otherwise, there's a lot of evil doers and followers. And those people that have been born on this earth will be resurrected. The ones who never got a body to begin with, of course, they're not going to be reunited with their bodies. So anyway, now, this chapter actually covered the thing that I wanted to point out to you guys the other day is, I think that's how it has to be, this one. An evil person has no part nor portion of good in them. But what it said was, a wicked person has no part. I'm not sure if it actually said that. No part or portion of the Spirit of the Lord in them is what I read. Okay, I know I normally like to do a lot of talking, and I decided I wasn't going to do that. So I will just say, happy trails, guys. Alma, in the Book of Mormon. It's a large chapter. I mean, not chapter, it's a large book. It has 63 chapters. And there's some really good stuff in there, but I don't know what all of it is. But this one did say that. It talked about where the Spirit goes. Whether you're wicked or you're good, or whatever state you're in, you're going back to that God who gave you life. You're going to go meet your Maker. And I'm sure you'll have your memory back of the life before this. Oh, I'm going to do a lot of yawning. I think maybe I should go to sleep. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed Alma 40 and the Book of Mormon, read by Lou. Check it out. Yes, I'm not probably going to be reading the whole books of everything. I'm probably just going to give you guys a taste. And that was what I was going to say. Just remember, you can get that free app. You can get the scriptures on your device, and it's free. And that way you can cross-reference and go all over the place and look up scriptures. It's pretty wonderful. So, Gospel Library, I believe, is the app. But when it shows up on my device, it just says library. So I don't know if you could just put library in or not. Nevertheless, it's a really good thing to have, the Gospel Library, okay? And then you can read all the different scriptures. And so I've opened your eyes to that, and it will read it to you. In the very beginning of every chapter, down in the right-hand corner, is a blue circle with a pair of headphones on it. So you touch that, and someone will read this to you. And if you have headphones on, then it'll go through your headphones. But otherwise, oh, goodness gracious. Otherwise, it will just read it to you or go to your earbuds. You guys take care, and I'm going to let you go. Okay, sweet dreams. It's late. I got to go to sleep. Let's see, what time is it? Well, it's not quite 1 o'clock yet. It's 1:45. So it's still kind of early. I'm going to get on my knees and say my prayers. I need prayers. You guys pray for me too, okay? And have a good night. Have a good day. Whatever time of day you get this. Take care. And I love you.